write about art in New York City. I work as a critic, journalist. I taught art in various institutions. I have very little time with you, and I want to help you as much as I possibly can to do this thing called writing about yourself. I want to sort of make clear for you my philosophy and how to do this. I want to give you the tools rather than sort of give you some pat answers on how to do this so that you will be able to leave here and do it yourselves and that you'll have the ability to help each other. Oh, I'm sorry, I should tell you a little more about myself. I never learned how to write as a critic. I have a bachelor's in painting and a master's of fine art from the Pratt Institute in painting. You feel okay with me? When I went to do my thesis show at Pratt, my professors were amazed that my thesis statement was really good. You're a really good writer, they said to me. I looked over my shoulder to see if there was someone behind me. Last I checked, you know. Why? I wrote about what I did. I wrote honestly and I wrote clearly. I didn't try to BS them, and I had nothing to hide. Apparently, this is a really good recipe for writing about yourself. And I made a living about it ever since. I want to read you something I got from one of these Yahoo pages about career, and see what you think. Here's a story, and this is a nice book, by the way. Are you aware of David Bale's book, Art and Fear? Anybody have that book? Yes, you like that book? Good book? Here's a story I heard from Alexander Kurjaruf, who was talking about David Bale's book, Art and Fear, Observations on the Perils and Rewards of Art Making. Here's its story. A ceramics teacher announced on opening day that he was dividing the class into two groups. All those on the left side of the studio, he said, would be graded solely on the quantity of the work they produced. All those on the right would be graded solely on their work's quality. His procedure was simple. On the final day of class, he would bring in his bathroom scales and weigh the work of the quality group, of the quantity group, I'm sorry. 50 pounds of pots rated an A, 40 pounds of B, and so on. Those being graded on quality, however, needed to produce only one pot, albeit a perfect one, to get an A. What do you think?
Quality ones won.
Quality ones?
No, yeah.
Quantity ones. At grading time, the works with the highest quality were all produced by the group being graded for quantity. What do you learn from this?
Work a lot.
Work a lot? Yes.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. Stop, shout over the subway.
No, like, the ones that didn't worry about the quality.
Do you hear that? Yeah. People weren't worried about making a great, beautiful pot, ended up making a really beautiful pot. Because they weren't what? Fearful, worried, perfectionist. What?
Self-conscious.
Self-conscious. Do you feel any of these things when you write? Do you think it might be squelching your good writing? It seems that while the quantity group was busily churning out piles of work and learning from their mistakes, the quality group had sat theorizing about perfection and in the end had little more to show for their efforts than grandiose theories and a pile of clay. Good P. Bad P. I made this up, these P words. I made this up to help. You know, it's like, I usually teach like a 6-week class in writing a statement, but you know, this is like statement writing light, 2 hours. Bad P. You already did one. Thank you. Like cutting to week 2 of the class, because it's like, permission. I hear this from my students a lot. Wow, your class, you really gave me permission to say what I wanted to say. I was in grad school and I didn't think that I could say that. Nobody said it was all right. When you give yourself permission, you're not being a perfectionist anymore. Another good P. process, a bad P. I love this one. Procrastination. Let me talk to you a little bit about the writing process. There's this really old archival footage of William de Kooning painting as an old man, right? I'm going to do him for you. Can I do this for you? There's no sound. What is he doing? What is
Thinking
this?
too much.
Forget about that. What's he doing? What is he doing? What's physically happening when he's painting? It's process, but what kind of process? Go ahead, don't be afraid. Talk to me. He's evaluating when he steps back and judging when he's stepping back, looking when he's stepping back, deciding maybe when he's stepping back. Yes.
Getting perspective.
What?
Getting some perspective.
What was he doing with everybody's talking about the stepping back part? Changing it. What kind of different brain? What was he doing? He was going up there. He's making the marks, isn't he? If he was standing there evaluating and judging and thinking, he would never paint. He's got to go up there and paint, right? What part of that is painting? Can you have one without the other? Completely? Well, let's not do our history together, okay? But do you see what I'm saying? It's a two-part process. Part of it is generating, right? And while you're generating, you're not evaluating. You don't do both at once. And then you get some perspective, and you check out what you did. And then the next move you make is based on, you're checking it out. But you're not painting while you're evaluating, are you? No. You keep them separate, and you respect them both, because they're both important. They're both important. Then you go back, and you generate. So I'm going to call this, in the writing process, generating. Very lively crowd here today. Bad Sharpie. Generating. Okay? And I'm going to call the other part editing. We want to keep these separate for now. How many of you keep a journal? Yes. Is it like a sketchbook? Kind of? It's a normal thing to keep a sketchbook as an artist, right? What do you write in your journals? Random thoughts. Love it. What else? Ideas. Shows you've seen, things you've seen, stuff that's good to rip off maybe. But you don't show anybody this stuff. It's a good habit to have, right?